Target Rib. Hey, fellow riblets, how you doing today? I figured I'd come on here. I know I said I wasn't going to be doing any lives or anything like that, but you guys have given me such hope that I was thinking I'm going to try one more time. I'm hoping this goes well. Uh, so wish me luck, and just know that it was your influence that helped me. Uh, because I'll be honest with you, I was going to wait until tomorrow to do the live with Carrie, but I was afraid that my confidence would be so shot that I would be too nervous to even go on. So, as nervous as this makes me, I just figured I would come on and do. So I'm hoping people will come on. Well, not come on, come on. I don't know if I feel confident enough to let people join. At least not today, but I hope that people will ask questions. And although I could use some support, thank you, Rick. I know I appreciate that. Um, so far, it seems like it's just you and me. So I don't know if no one got the message, um, or if maybe I backtracked a little bit. Oh, hi, my lady. Laugh a lot. It's good seeing you. Thank you for coming on. I see that, Rick. Yeah. I saw her with Chris Cooking Nashville earlier. So thank you. Welcome. It means a lot. So, I don't know if anybody would want to talk about what went on. I'm not going to really bring it up. If anybody does ask me, I will. Okay, Andy. Hello, Rockin' Keto Amy. Oh, and Rick, you finished your hardtack chicken. That's cool. It's pretty cool. I actually had made the lamb breast. It actually came up pretty well. I'm gonna probably have it for the next couple days because rather than have like for each meal, I'm just gonna have like one each day and then have some for the other meal, like burger or something like that. I actually went to the pizza place and got myself some roast beef. Oh, okay. Well, I'm sure he's in total bliss there, Rick. Well, that sounds really good, Andy. So, we got a delivery today from Domino's Pizza. I know, Rick. I know exactly what you're thinking. And it was actually from my roommate, which is also named Tom. And uh, I was thinking to myself, it ends up it was from, um, yeah, about 4 hours to a little bit less actually. I'm not sure who the guest is, Rick. If there is even a guest, because usually they'll have it announced by now. Um, but it's from some lady like from when he was that they've known for years, and she always buys some pizza and everything like that. But the thing is this is the weird thing. Okay, how did she know that he what like what if I wasn't here to receive the pizza? And the thing is I almost had it sent back because all the things said was from Mary to Tom. Well, if I didn't think like, oh, well, it could be for him, you know, I would have probably been like, who the hell is this Mary? I have no idea who this Mary is. You know, I was going to Lewis, but then I thought to myself, I got so much inspiration from everybody on here in my comments in the chats, um, that this is something I like to do, and I can't let, I really can't let just one person affect me. I mean, it's not right to you, it's not right to me, it's not fair, and you know, and the thing is listen to Lewis, please. Okay. Do you want me to stop and take a break? I just wanted to get back on the horse. That's all. This whole thing is brand new to me, and you know, I mean, one of the problems I had was that I don't want to get too much into it, but you're right. You're right. But I'm hoping that you guys will give me confidence too. Okay, that's fine. I mean, to tell you the truth, I have no idea what to do. I really don't. I mean, there's one half that wants to that likes doing this and likes to be able, with the feeling of helping people, and so yeah. About almost 6 months. I had it pretty quickly after I started doing the carnivore, the full carnivore. I'd have to actually look at the date of the first video. I mean, so I am pretty new at this. I'm still wet behind the ears, and I mean, people may not agree with what bothered me. Um, no, and I get that. I mean, I didn't think you were going to be a motivational speaker for me. I just meant, everybody, Thank you, Amy. I appreciate that. Sometimes it only takes one thorn to make you bleed, and I just I know weird analogy just came to me. It wasn't so much. I mean, he, everybody has a right to their opinion. Everybody has a right to their thought process, and I'd even care about being called a douchebag. All right. Um, Again, you have a right to your opinion. But the thing is the thing that was bothering me, and please don't, I hope you don't judge me on this, any of you. But the thing that was bothering me was in the message, he said not to delete this message, to leave it up, that he stands by what he stands by. Well, that's fine. And I could have chosen to delete it and forgot about it. But I wanted people to see that, I sort of wanted people to see that somebody's telling me what to do with my channel. And the thing is, yeah, they have a right to be able to, just like it was said from somebody else, they have a right to have their opinion and to say whatever they want. It's same with trollers. They have a right to their opinion and stuff like that. But I have a right to delete the message that was said. And thank you, Rick. And I really didn't say anything offensive. I mean, basically, what I said was, if if I remember correctly, because I listened to it a few times, so I should remember pretty correctly, but I just said that what you said was idiotic, not that she was idiotic. And you gotta realize the premise. I only said the one part of it. I didn't say that she was calling me an idiot for thinking of what I'm thinking, believing in what I'm believing, that feeling so good about being carnivore, and healing and everything like that, that I think that this really works, and this is what I've studied, and this is what I've learned. She was just as much insulting me, and I was just kicking back. I was just defending myself. Now, he used, I'm gonna see if I can do it. Oh, sorry about that. That's not the one I wanted. Hey, Charlie, how you doing? So he used the expression, if I can bring it onto the screen. Okay, so I'm going to put in the spotlight here. All right, so he used the expression the Dunning-Kruger. Now, I thought it was a person, a stupid me. I never heard of this before, but it's called the Dunning-Kruger effect. And it's a cognitive bias where people with low ability in a specific area tend to overestimate their competence and knowledge. Conversely, those with high ability tend to underestimate their own skills, mistakenly believing that tasks easy for them must also be easy for others. This stems from a lack of metacognitive skills, meaning they are unable to accurately assess their own performance. I don't know what that really has to do with the situation, to be honest with you. Um, I get what it means, but I just don't get where that applies, because I know what I know. She knows what she knows. Okay, no, we're both pretty good friends. I grew up with her. She's a part of she's a great friend of the family. She's definitely friends with my sister, and she's made a few mistakes here and there that I disagree. I'm sure vice versa. So, I mean, even if I did say that she was ignorant, you know, that that it wouldn't change the outcome on our friendship. And and let's see who said that. Sorry, sometimes I have to. I mean, yeah, I figured that, Charlie. I'm just not sure where it was meant, in the contents, um, because I mean, she has her understanding on what she understands, and she believes that moderation is. I mean, basically, what the argument was, and um, what I mentioned, that you know that her being idiotic, not her being an idiot, but just what she said being idiotic, is she basically said that all you have to do to get healthy again is moderate. Now, I think we've all learned that that's not true for the most part. That most of us do have to abstain, especially when you have a sugar addiction. Um, I mean, even with me, even though I'm able to do the Oreo cookie thing, when I do it, I only bring so much money. I only have enough to buy maybe one or two Oreos, and it's it's basically. Um, I see a lot of good messages here, so I want to make sure I get you know, basically, I'm not really moderating though, because it's behind a glass window. If that thing was out in the open and I had a whole stream of Oreo cookies, I would be eating them all. You know, uh, Even when I was at my sister's party, I wanted to eat the cake. I just didn't, because I told myself on what it was going to do to me. I had to speak to myself. I had to control myself, and I ended up being able to control myself. But if I didn't defend how, and pretty much almost everybody at the bar, only like one or two people were defending what I was doing. And there's like part that was like not really defending, but they weren't really defending either, if that makes any sense. But the thing is I have a right to defend myself and what I'm doing. Okay, this is something that's helping me in my life. This is something that's part of my life. And the thing that got me with the comment was at the end. It wasn't the comment itself. I mean, everybody's entitled to their opinion, like I said. What got me was telling me what to do. Okay, and the thing is we all know that I try to be very liberal. I try to be like open-minded, but the thing is, telling me how to handle my channel doesn't fly with me because I have fought so much on trying to get a voice, and you telling me what to do in my channel sort of takes that voice away from me, and it sort of makes me think, why do I even have a channel if somebody else is controlling it, or somebody else thinks that they should control it? And that is where I got upset. And that sounds crazy. And again, if you judge me, that's fine. But let me see what Andy wrote. You are the master of your life, and no one knows you better than you. Do and your journey. Even if your friend says that, we all learn about being carnivore at our own pace. And thank you. I appreciate that. And I get that they are controlling it if I let them. I mean, I get that, and that's why I'm here now. Sometimes I make a rash decision, and I did that, and I admit it. I admit my frailties. Um, Now I will admit that I don't think I'm going to really trust that individual because I think even if most of you didn't agree with what I said on my live, I don't think you would have, you know, what's the word? I don't think you would have chosen to call me a dirt, like a scumbag, basically, or whatever it was, douchebag. You know, um, I think you would have just judged it as being my opinion that I was wrong, and that was it. And you definitely would never have told me, at least I don't think most of you would have, told me not to delete the message because you stand by the message. What does it matter if you stand by the message? It's fine that you said it, but as it being on my channel, I have a right to do whatever it takes because if I feel that it's not good, you know, then, and I feel in any way it's going to hurt my channel, then, or hurt me, even if you didn't mean to, then I have a right to delete that message, you know? Uh, and I think that's what I was mad about. I was mad and I left it up, not because he said to leave it up, but because I wanted everybody to see that this person was telling me what to do. I was hoping that other people saw it too. Now, it doesn't mean that you are going to, and you're right, Amy. Easier said than done, and it's going to take a while. And I know that I mentioned, to a couple people that I was going to hold off and just do the lives. But the thing is, I was thinking to myself, like, I I was thinking like, okay, if I feel the way I am, and if I don't get back on that horse, and I had so much support from a lot of you, probably everybody here, um, to keep going, to not give up, you know, and everything, and including from the gentleman, actually. But the thing is, I don't really hold too much water to that because to what of that particular part because I mean, it wasn't in the live stream actually. Amy, it was afterwards, so you can actually see it like if you watch the thing, and well, that sounds good, CB, and how you doing? Um, you know, I mean, the thing is, okay, again, he has a right to his opinion and everything like that, but he didn't really have to go to the concept of calling, because you don't know who the person was that was talking to between me and an old friend. And oh, cool. How long do you plan on fasting, Charlie? And you fast often? Oh, okay. How many hours do you fast? And that's good, Amy. I mean, I feel very good with carnivore. I just still have some, emotional issues, and sometimes it gets triggered, like this did. Okay, so a 2-day fast. All right, so every once a week for 2 days, you okay. It's almost like the 5-2 method. Usually, the 5-2 method though is broken up, I think, but it's pretty much the same thing. Hmm. Brisket sounds good. Like I said, I just finished up and had this morning. I actually did a video with it of the lamb breast, which is pretty good. Very fatty, very greasy, but it was pretty good. Yeah, I guess you do have to count the little wins. Oh, I remember you saying that. Was that on Chris's channel or on Mitch? That you said about making picanha and tri-tip, Amy. That sounds pretty good. Okay, I knew it was one of the channels. I mean, today I saw you on. Actually, I had 3 channels. That I was on. Not on, but you know what I mean. Well, I mean, I like my steaks rare, so that doesn't really bother me too much. If you don't want it, I'll have it. LOL. You smell like smoked meat. At least your meat's not smoking. Like taking a cigarette. You know, and there could be worse things. Who's saying hi to me? Oh, Bacon Baby. Hey, Bacon Baby, how you doing? Smoked meat perfume. Okay. She would definitely attract all the animals. You might. It's funny. My roommate, like I do bacon for him and stuff like that, and he's always saying how the dog really love him. Like, yeah, because you smell like bacon. That's why. Of course they love you. So I, so far so good. I'm doing pretty well. Um, I think that if I get something like that again, hopefully it's not by somebody that's that I have learned to trust um, in the community. But I think next time I'm just going to delete the message and go from there. I know that they were trying to be nice of other times, but I also know that they went a little too far, at least in my opinion. Yeah, and my guess is you're talking about a certain happening, Amy. I saw that too. If you're talking about what I think you're talking about. Okay, yeah, no, there was a altercation. Um, I don't know if I really should mention what it was about. I think there's at least one person in this that's here now that knows a little bit that knows about it too, and I can't guarantee that, but if they want to talk about it, um, you know, I do agree with you, Charlie. We do need to have we need maybe we should change that expression to having vegetables. I have a vegetable with you. Yeah, it's not super easy there, Charlie. But I also agree with Amy. The only way to do it is to do it. Yeah, I mean, we don't like the vegetables, so why not? You know, I like beef. Now, I guess if you're a vegan or vegetarian, then you would say I have beef with you because vegetables are a good thing in that particular world. But in our world, no. And I also, going back to what we were talking about, I want to thank everybody that's on here that left kind comments, what was going on, or at least honest comments, kind and honest, and you know, it helped give me some strength to try one more time, to try again. I don't know what will happen. I mean, like I said, the whole thing got triggered because someone tried to take away my control of my own channel. And hello, that was weird. I was hearing my own. I'm gonna take that out. And then I left a comment. A La Russ. Dogs don't bark at parked cars. Okay. Yeah, exactly, Rick. You know, I think that's what was happening. That it made me anxious. You know, and you know, because I mean, in a way, okay, he said what he said, and then I defended myself on it, and then he followed back with defending of what he said, and it just kept on going back and forth, and it just like instead of just saying, you know what, I should not have said what I said. I stand by with what I said, but maybe it was just not the right thing to do. Because sometimes you can say something that is the right thing, but just it some things, even when they're right, are not meant to be out in the open. You know, and you know, I just can't help but wonder: was he looking like? What was the point in defending somebody you don't know? What was the point against somebody that you do know? Was there some control thing with that? You know, I don't know. I really don't know. I'm just surmising because it's very perplexing to me. But and I will, you know, become a part, you know, in my past, so don't worry about that. But the more things start happening again, um, you know, and I got so many interviews on the, you know, on the horizon that it's going to be at least until the end of September. So even if I do make the decision to stop, um, I think it's going to be hard for me to just do partial. You know, I think it's going to either be all or nothing, to tell you the truth. So right now, I've already made an obligation. I've already made commitment to. You know, now it's up. If they don't want to be on, that's up to them. And I hope that they do still stay on, do the interviews. But that's their right. You know, even if nothing did happen, that's still their right. You know, anything is possible. But I don't know. I just it's hard, you know, and everything. So you know, I mean, I probably was a little too emotional. I always get a little too emotional. Um, you know, and I like to say that I'm getting better, but when something like this triggers you, I don't think that's really true. Um, you know, I still have my anxiety. I still have my And I know Peter would say to eat more fat, and believe me, I'm doing my best to eat as much fat as I can. It's a little problematic when the one thing that you eat is butter, and butter is causing you to go to the bathroom all the time. So, there's no wins or loses on any of this. Um, I couldn't see inside the cup, so I wasn't sure if there was any coffee left in there. Um, you know, so I don't know. I mean, I'm sorry this all happened. You know, um, but at the same time, I really don't feel guilty about it because I don't think I did anything wrong. Um, you know, but you had a whole pot though, so like what, like 4 cups at least. So that sounds good. Who just said that? Okay. Did you say that one other time that I heard, like on Russ's channel or something? And speaking of Russ's channel, it's I believe your turn, right, Rick, to be on Keto Cookout. Well, yeah, if you're having 16 to 24 cups, I'm assuming that depends on the cup. Yeah. There's every other week it's Rick, and then every other week it's Laura Russell. Sometimes they're on together, but usually they're set for. Um, and I believe this week is Rick is going to be co-hosting with Russ. I believe, and I also believe in Crystal Light because I believe in me. No, I'm just joking. I don't believe in Crystal Light, not in the least. But I remember the commercials. I believe in Crystal Light because I believe in you. So I'm not sure what really to say next. I want to invite people to come on. Um, yeah, Russ is good. Russ is, and so is Laura, so is Rick. They are a lot of fun. All right, so you know what? I'm going to go one more step on the testing, and I'm going to put inside. Um, I do still hope that people come on, but I'm a little nervous about who will be coming on. But I'm going to put it in and just roll the dice because there's a certain confrontation I do not want to have. Seems like people have left, so I'm sorry about that. Oh yeah, Charlie, it's basically a bean, and you just add water to it and stir it up and filter it out. So I have to go to work tomorrow morning. So, well, it's because Starbucks coffee you are. Well, I'm glad you're doing better, Bacon Baby. I missed it. Thank you, B, for seeing how I do. So far, so good. Everybody's been very supportive. Um, oh, and Don, I didn't see you in the chat. It must like rushed right past you. It does that. Sometimes these things get so fast that well, it doesn't matter. If Amy says that Don is here, then Don is here. Oh, there you are. Just got here. So, welcome. Mm. So, again, I just put it in the chats the link to get on here and say hello. Think of it as a little bit of a test to see how things go. I don't think things will go. I'm just a little concerned about, you know, it's not from you guys, but I really don't want to be lectured by anything on my own channel. I think that's what I'm worried about. Gary, how we doing? Actually, Gary's going to be on my channel in a couple weeks, so I hope Gary still is wanting to. Um, I still have it marked on my calendar. I believe we have it for the 5th of August, if I'm not mistaken. The week after Lash. So that's good. I mean, I'm very grateful for everybody that comes on here and that watches me. I mean, maybe that's what's helping me get back on. You know, if I didn't have you guys, um, the majority of you guys, I think that uh, I think that I would have had a harder time getting back on. I probably would have dropped. Actually, I probably would have dropped the channel altogether. Never mind. Just lowering it. I probably would have been like, Target Prime Rip is dead, and that's the end of it. I think what bothered me most about all this is it came from a fellow Riblet. If it was actually a troll, it probably would not bother me as much. I probably would just be like, okay, the hell with you, and whatever. But it was actually a Riblet, and I try to honor everybody as much as I can. And when that respect wasn't given back to me, it felt very bad. Mm. Yeah, if you eat a lot, I guess you do tend to get sleepy. I'm a little sleepy too. I already had today. I had the roast beef and some fresh mozzarella. Like I shouldn't be eating cheese, but I had some fresh mozzarella, and then I had the lamb, about a quarter of the 4.5 pound lamb. So, um, then I had 1 cup of coffee, but not the butter coffee. I didn't do that. All right. I have no idea what happened. I think I missed that live, Thomas. You're talking about my live yesterday. Um, yeah. Um, it's sort of what triggered everything. But actually, I don't think the live triggered everything. I think it was just somebody disagreeing with me, which is fine, but then trying to tell me what to do with that disagreement. So you're available after 5 p.m., Amy? Is that what you're saying? Well, that's good. Is that why I see you on the other stuff? And I'm gonna try to still be in the chats and stuff like that. There's only one chat that is going to be a little hard for me to be on. Um, I might watch it, but um, you know, and the guy that conducts it, the guy that it's his, he's very nice. He's a Redwood too, and it just might be hard for me to go like to because the gentleman is a very big part of that life. So I don't think I feel too comfortable because again, I just don't, you know, I don't trust him to have my best interests at heart, and or in that it's hard to explain. Well, I mean, the only thing I can suggest is that you. That's good, Lewis. I'm glad. Um, is to do an experiment. I'm trying to think of how because you still want the taste, right? So, I mean, switch to decaf for the caffeine part of it, and and then do for like 1 week with the heavy cream, but on decaf, and then go back to regular coffee, or vice versa. Go back to regular coffee, and try to do it Mitch style, black, for like a week or so, and see how that affects you. You know, if you drink it slowly enough, I think that it should be not a problem. That's how I did it. And now I mean, because obviously it's a little hotter when you drink it black because you don't have the cream to cool it down. That's a good question. Um, mm, let's Google it. So I just got a comment um, from Ellen. Just going to read it. I mean, it's these comments that made me actually decide to come back before I was going to, while I'm taking the break. So, you know, this is from Scooby the Dog, Ellen. Hi Thomas, I just saw this on my way out the door. So don't have time to write now, but just want you to know I'm sending love and hugs. You are an amazing man and whom I admire, Ellen. So it's comments like that that's making me feel good about what I'm doing. Again, I just didn't like being told what to do with with the information that was given to me. And That is, that's like trying to take control of my, at least in my opinion. And that's where I was feeling anxious and feeling very uncomfortable. And yes, Darth, always video your facial expressions. Or actually, no, it's Darth Carnivore that said it, but always that kind of goes. That is true, Amy. What is the worst that can happen? Record your facial expressions, and that's it. And I agree with it might have been Amy that said it. So I want to give credit to where credit's due. So I believe it was Amy that said only I can control what's done on my channel. And Amy, you're absolutely right. But the thing is I guess I was afraid that actually I don't know why I was afraid. I guess the fear came from that I my only course of action was to delete it. I felt was delete the message, or even worse, to block the person. And I don't want to do that. I didn't want to do either one of them. That's why I didn't do it. But the thing is because I believe that they have a right to say what they want to say. So, but I also have the right myself to do whatever I want with that message. Just like Russ said one time on a video, and everything that, I'm only repeating it because he said it in a video, so it's public knowledge. But that you have a right to say whatever you want to say, but at the same time, I have a right to either block or delete the message or to make a comment in my defense and to tell me not to delete the message. That's where, and I'm going to keep on mentioning that. I don't mean to. It's just, don't forget, this just happened yesterday. So, it's not exactly out of sight, out of mind yet. So, you know, I noticed that different people are talking about different things, and I'm so glad. You know, I think people are just some people, but most people are pretty good at it. And there's probably one or two people out there. I'm not going to just say one person, but there's probably a few people that are out there that forget that I didn't make this channel with somebody else telling me what to do. I made this channel on my own. And the only extension I got from other people was the suggestion, hey, you should make a channel. And actually I didn't really get that much. How the channel came about was I just wanted to video log my story. I think it was like Carrie or someone like that said, hey, tell your story, you know. And I thought to myself, like, I think I'm just going to make, I'm just going to tell my story, like a little journal. And that's all it was supposed to be. It was supposed to be a video journal. And I decided to see what happens if I sent it. And, um, and I'm like, the journal has to keep on going. And then I start doing priming, and I start doing this, and start doing that. And then I thought it'd be kind of clever to do a push-up video, and um, you know, and that's my point, Charlie. I should be able to do whatever I can do, whatever I can, whatever I want on my own channel. Like I said, you can make a comment. You can say, "Hey, I think your head looks like a triangle," and as weird as that sounds, that's fine. But I also have the right to say, okay, I don't think this really makes any sense. I think this is kind of stupid. not you, but just it. Okay, so please don't take offense to it. And, I have that right to delete that message. Even if it's something good, I have a right to delete the message. It's on my platform. I have a right you know, to do whatever. And, and to tell me that, not to do something that I have a right to do, to me, that's not good. That's that person's trying to take control of my channel. And if they want to do that, then they should, hey Lash, they should get their own channel. If that's this, and it's I don't know. So I don't know what he. I know what was meant by the definition and stuff like that. I just don't know where his reference is coming from about saying about the Dunning what do you call it? I'm sorry, I just forgot because I am the Dunning Krueger effect. So I don't really know what he meant by that. I get what the definition is, but I feel confident in my knowledge that a person really can't moderate in order to lower your diabetes. It's not easy. Well, people can. There are people. I shouldn't correct that. There are people that can moderate, but it's not everybody, and it's not easy to do. You know, it's Milton like in Bliss chasing that fly. You know, but I know I only know what I know and everything, so I don't know, you know, and but she also knows her portion of what she's been told, so her understanding is what it is through the medical community and through probably being friends with other dietitians, or not other dietitians because she's not a dietitian, she's a nurse. She's actually a pretty successful nurse, and you know and everything. So, her experiences are a lot further than mine in the realm of medical treatment. It's just she's also part of the acknowledgement of what we've all been taught. Hey, Dustin, how you doing? Um, you know, but I think what gets me mad too is like it was really not his place. I don't think it's really his place to say anything. Like he was defending somebody he doesn't even know. Over I think that was kind of a little disturbing too. Like he knew who it was. I know he doesn't know who she is because you know. What's your approach, Rick? Bulldozer. Okay, that's a good approach. Oh my god, excuse me. Okay, so you're like kind of like organizing everything as you go along. Sounds like a plan there, Rick. Okay. Is Milton helping you like he should be? Milton's a menace. Okay. Is he destroying your computer again? He was chasing a gizzard? Is that like part kid and part lizard? Oh, a lizard. Okay. I like the gizzard better. Lizard snack. Yep. I'm gonna have to agree with Beefy on that one. You have the museum of Rick history. Yes, that's what I just said. You're a cardboard lizard museum. Never mind living there. You own the museum. Seeing where my sugars have been kind of high today and yesterday. Um, Even when I take the insulin, they go to well above 150. I know I did have those couple things during the party, so I'm hoping it's just a residual from that. Um, who knows? It could also be the anxiety that's raising my blood sugar. All I know is the effect I had from it is this right here is throbbing, like a real like bad ache, bad pain. Yeah, I think it's different. Being in debt is different than being poor. You know, I think when you're not in debt but you just don't have money, that means that would make you poor. But if you don't have money, or a lot of people have money but they just are totally in debt and they don't really care. Doesn't really sound like you, right? I think you can figure out how to pick things up without the thumbs. Come on. Come on, Milton's residual, resilient. I mean, come on. Cats they don't need no sticking thumbs. You just bat it until it gets to where it needs to go. Alright, so I'm going to try one more time. If anybody wants to come on, you're more than welcome. You probably have a lot of like Hispanic speaking. We actually have a lot of Hispanic people here, but you probably have a lot more. You know. At least that's what I can imagine. I'm just gonna see if this will. So you know what it is I want my face to be seen, as scary as it is, but the light is kind of shining right in my eyes, so it's like, hello, how you doing? So that is true. I'm from over there and over here. Do you do know some Spanish then, Keto? I mean, Dustin. I don't know any Spanish really. So see, and I know what Cinco de Mayo means too. I know it means the 5th of May, which is why it's on the 5th of May. Hmm. Just little information in case no one knew. Do I know what peto is? I'm not sure. Money? I'm not sure. I don't know. Right? Well, money would be pesos, right? So, yeah, I don't know. Oh, that's cool. And it was very nice of you to send him send him food. Sorry about that. Just like close my eyes for a second. I'm getting a little I'm getting a little drowsy. Um, I'll wait a few more minutes, and if anybody wants to come on and say hello, I will give you that opportunity. I should have guessed that with you. That peto means stuff. Misspelled patio. I like that. Yeah, I mean you have so many. I mean, I wish I had those earbuds when I was working retail. You can see this 'cause in Princeton you get actually one of three. You either get a lot of Spanish from all the people that work in all the restaurants and stuff like that, and then you get a lot of people from India or Pakistan, like those that the India and stuff like that, and then you get a lot of Chinese, like Asian. So if you have that thing in your ear that could translate, then that would actually be pretty fly. You know? Well, okay. Well, hopefully you'll solve that problem there, no slow, and um, it won't matter if you can spell or not. So I'm going to actually. Okay, that's okay. It's only the one, so. Neither one can spell. Neither can I. So we're all one big happy family. Well, it's Dustin can't spell, I can't spell, Amy can't spell, no, Gary can't spell. Yeah, it's like it was all meant to be. It's all kismet. Oh my god. Well, I'm gonna put in the chats one more time. You know, I mean, if it's not meant to be, it's not meant to be. But I do want it end soon because soon is going to be, I think, if anybody wants to see Dr. Nelson with kilts at 3, um, I don't want to keep you from being able to do that. Um, I know yesterday no one wanted to come on. Yeah, that's fine. If no one really um, wants to come on, that's fine. Yeah, I was actually, I guess back then I thought I was lucky, but as time went on, I thought, yeah, I don't know. But for some reason, my school, they took me, they didn't have me take Spanish, like they didn't make me take Spanish, so it was like I just had to take band class or whatever, like an art class in its place. So I don't know. Sometimes people do favors for me, and it ends up not really being in my favor. Because I think years later, when I did retail and stuff like that, and lived in Trenton and stuff, um, I think I could have used that Spanish skill. So I don't think the school is really doing me any favors, to be honest with you. All right. Well, it doesn't look like anybody wants to come on, so that's fine. Um, so yeah, I'm not sure if I can actually keep on doing these by myself. It's for a whole different reason. It's not. It doesn't make me feel too comfortable, but you have to feel comfortable too. Um, so I will be here tomorrow. Check me out with Carrie Mann. He's going to be doing most of the talking, so it shouldn't be that hard for me. And then if you know, and I will have Lash on next week. Um, okay, Rick. Um, whenever you're invited anytime. So thank you for that. So I hope so. I hope so. I'm still. I feel better about being with you guys, but at the same time, um, it still kind of freaks me out a little bit. Um, Not really sure what to say. Not really sure, you know, because it's a day-to-day process. And I'll be honest with you, even though I'm on here and everything like that, I'm so afraid of what I'm saying because yesterday was held against me, and um, that's what I think really affects me too. Is that one of you guys held it against me, and and I didn't really say any obscene things. I didn't say anything offensive. At least not in my opinion. Um, and it's just very, very problematic. So, um, I will be on with Carrie, and hopefully, I will be on with Lash next week, next Tuesday. After that, and so on and so on. And Gary will be on. Unless Gary tells me different, but Gary is still. You are still invited. No slow to be on for the 5th of August. I'd have to double check and see who goes on the 12th or whatever. But um, definitely, you okay. So uh, live, love, heal, and eat the meat. See everybody.